Hi everyone, it's Sue, and welcome back to Discovering the Art of Living. Now last time we continued on with our holiday tradition of reading a Christmas story together. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to click on the two links that are going to pop up so that you can review part 1 and part 2 of the Christmas comedy I wrote, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Welcome back. So now we've met all the colorful members of the Godfrey clan as well as a few interesting folk from around town. The men of the town have decided to pool their talents in order to make this year's Christmas float spectacular. The collection of a heavy-duty generator, a dangerous amount of Christmas lights, some bales of hay, a cast iron stove, and a plethora of gaudy Christmas decorations can only be a recipe for disaster. So grab a nice hot beverage, get comfy, and get ready to listen to the exciting conclusion of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. Ben took charge of stoking the fire and Charlie chaperoned Frosty the kegman. The Godfrey team glowed with accomplishment and inebriation as they waved to onlookers taking in the sights of the parade. Children giggled with delight at the spectacle while the wives covered their eyes in disbelief. The merry monstrosity lumbered through the streets, searing the darkness with its preposterous radiance. Finally, the route was complete and everyone headed home. During the procession, Joe had held a slow and steady pace, denying no one the pleasure of witnessing their outlandish display. However, now that they were free of the parade, he wanted to see what the old pickup had under its hood. Headed in the direction of the slave girl farm, he put her to the test. The cold wind danced around the men, sobering them momentarily. The hearty breeze engorged the flames in the cast iron stove, and a flurry of sparks burst out of the front. Bits of dry hay spewed from the hails as everyone tried clumsily to hold the float together. The reams of lights flapped back and forth, hitting them in the face as if they were trapped in a giant maniacal car wash. All of a sudden, one of the bales caught fire. Ben leaped to his feet and tried to yell at Joe to slow down. Oblivious to the commotion behind him, Joe kept on trucking, enjoying the knowledge that he was squeezing all he could out of the old engine. The flames ate through the parched hay and filled the wagon with smoke. Despite their incapacitation, the men bumbled into action, trying to keep the fire from getting out of control. Every garish decoration that had been carefully placed aboard the wagon was now joining in the combustion. "Make sure it doesn't get to the truck or the gas tank might go," yelled Ben, as he desperately tried to control the flames. Suddenly, as if guided by some mysterious force of redemption, the men decided en masse to kick the flaming bales of hay off the wagon. Tires squealed from the cars following the flaming fiesta as they tried to dodge the flying comets hurtling toward them. "Keep it away from the keg," someone shouted from the back of the wagon. Good old John decided that he would add to the relief effort by trying frantically to drink as much of it as he could. "No, you idiot, don't drink it, toss it!" Ben swatted John in the back of the head. Reluctantly, John said his farewells to the amber ale and heaved the remains over the side of the wagon. Frosty lay splayed in the ditch, his plastic face melted into a demonic grin. There was a moment of silence to honor the demise of the keg, and then the men resumed their fight with the blaze. Finally, the roaring inferno appeared in Joe's rearview mirror and he screeched to a halt. Luckily, there were no cars behind him, as they had been lost earlier in the fireball slalom event. The group sloshed forward in the bed of the truck and fell to the floor. Ben managed to shove the remaining bales over the tailgate and slumped down to examine the carnage behind them. The road looked like a bizarre circus act gone horribly wrong. Rows of flames lined the shoulder of the road, while tumbleweeds of hay swirled about in fiery fury. Beheaded Santas and wingless angels rocked back and forth among tangled webs of broken Christmas lights. Suddenly, the flashing lights of a police cruiser jarred them from their stupor. "Well, what do we have here, boys?" asked Officer Jenkins, shaking his head. "You've created quite a predicament through town, I see. I don't suppose any alcohol was involved." Joe peered out from the driver's side window of the truck. No, sir, officer. I haven't had a drop. Everyone's safe." The pickled pack in the back remained silent and nodded in unison. The Rudolph glow of their noses and glassy-eyed stares betrayed their drunken guilt. "Just clean this mess up and go home," ordered Officer Jenkins. "I think you gentlemen have seen a little too much merriment this evening." With the taillights of the cruiser disappearing into the distance, Ben, Charlie, and the gang solemnly began the job of collecting the devastating remains. When it was finally done, Ben looked back at the tower of debris that filled the wagon. "Next year, I think we need more lights. Come on in, guys, and have a beer. It's been a long night." If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Christmas stories, please give it a thumbs up as well as a comment in the section below. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content. And see you next time on Discovering the Art of Living.